Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's Tuesday, December 26th, and in this video we're going to be going over how to transplant your germinated seeds into hydroponic fluid. But before we do that, I'm going to go over a few other things first. Last time I was going over some ginseng stuff. This right here, I ran out of space moving them, so I had to put it up here. I don't like it under all that extreme light, but I got no choice right now because I'm not putting that small thing in a tent and making a shade cover for it, which I'm going to go into right now with these down here. These are all the ones I showed you last time. Unfortunately, some of the plants, well, I didn't expect them to really germinate, but the ones that were growing from a root, some of them are still going, some of them aren't. Now these two right here in the cup are from a root, and they're really still pretty healthy looking, and they're growing, and hopefully they continue to. I don't know, I don't see it happening, but I'm going to do my best to keep them going there. And then these were from the germinated seeds that I had. I had 3 of them there, actually 4. This one's a monster, but the one back there is, well, the one's starting to come out pretty good. We'll see what happens. We'll give it some time. Now, with this bottom shelf, like the top one, I have four sets of lights, but what I did was I took a cover with a screen on it, and then I put screen on top of it so that they get the light they need, and the heat from the light goes right through that, and also the same amount of shade. If you can tell the difference on there, the one on top's a lot brighter than the one on the bottom, and that's what they need. They need light, but really not direct sunlight. So anyways, that's that. Let's get over now to transplanting. Okay, transferring into hydroponic solution from soil. What I use are clay pellets, Flora Nova Grow 7410. There's a lot of different kinds you can use. Personal preference. I have a old container which I spray painted black so no light would come through, and cut the top off of it, made out of plastic. Piece of rock wool, a net cup, and the root that we're going to be putting that in. First, we're going to start with the rock wool. What you would do is slice it in half, or just slice it halfway down and put it in there, but this is just the way I chose to do it. Make sure it's not really saturated, but make sure it's wet. And then what you're going to do is take your root, you're going to put that in the middle, put the other half back on top if you cut it all the way in half, which I usually don't do, but just for the video I did. And leave enough space so that on the bottom the root touches the water, but yet enough space so that the plant can absorb the sunlight. Then after that step, you grab a net cup. What I do is I put a hole in the bottom, that way the roots have no problem getting through to the water. Slide it in there. Make sure the root comes out roughly towards the middle. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but as long as it's coming through the bottom, you're all right. And that's what it'll look like. And you grab your container, and what you're going to do is put in the correct amount of solution. Every hydroponic solution is different. If you look on the back, it gives you all the instructions. It tells you the different measurements and everything. You can pick up like a a plastic syringe, and you can get it right out of the bottle itself, and it'll be the perfect amount. So what I did was pre-mix some. I'm going to fill that up. Now that I have that filled up with the hydroponic solution, you can't really see it too well, but it's in there. The hydroponic solution comes up to about here. Well, actually it comes up to about here. The net cup, once it's in, will come out to about here, which means you'll have this whole space in between here where the root's going to be in the water. So you put that in there like so, and that is it. I mean, it doesn't get any more easier than that. Then after you have that in there, what you want to do is you're going to take the clay pellets and put them along the sides and surrounding the plant, because if you don't, it'll develop algae. And there's your finished product. And now you just let it sit and grow. Check it every couple days. Pull the thing out. Make sure the roots hitting the bottom. Well, not the bottom, but the hydroponic fluid. Throw it back in, and it'll keep growing. Now, when you put plants in something like that, and they're just sucking up the water, that's called the Kratky system. If you wanted to do what's called the deep culture method, it's basically the same thing. Now, this is a bigger container that I've used in a previous video, and these are all various plants. The only difference between the Kratky method, where it could be more than a single plant, but what it is doing is getting the water up through the root with no oxygen bubbles or anything. And you pretty much just set it and forget it. And you come back and check it once a week, whatever. And this one, the only difference is, with the deep culture method, you put an air bubbler in there. It's the only difference. So you're getting a constant supply of oxygen along with the lights, and same thing as far as the hydroponic solution goes. You use the same amount. These are not seedlings, but they're early stages, so I use the same chemical mixture, just a larger quality because it's a larger container. So for now, we're going to set this up, and this is what we got. So again, we have our Kratky system, which has not seedlings but just sprouted, going down into the system where it's consuming the hydroponic fluid. Then we got our deep culture system, which has a lot more stuff in it. And the only difference between the two is an air bubbler. Depending on the roots, well, I mean, not the roots, depending on the plants or even the seeds, I've had different reactions. I prefer the deep culture method. It seems to be quicker, but in some cases the Kratky system, where there's no oxygen being provided to the roots, has grown faster. So it's just a matter of taste. Give it a shot, try it out, and I'll see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe, it helps the channel, and I'll see you next time.